الأزهر شامت علم شمس النور صوت الحق الصائب نور يعلو.
Today we'll start chapter number 2, which is the recording process. In the first lecture, we defined accounting is 3 functions for accounting as information system, identify, record, and communicate. So, the recording process is the second functions of accounting. Recording process يعني عمليات التسجيل. The account الحساب. An account is an individual accounting record of increases and decreases in specific asset, liabilities, or owner's equity item. يعني عملية الحساب هي عملية تسجيل للزيادة والنقصان في حساب الأصول أو الالتزامات وحقوق الملكية. There are separate accounts for the items we used in transactions. كل حساب، كل عملية لها حساب مستقل بذاته. Such as, for example, cash, salaries, expenses, accounts payable, etc. كل حساب له مستقل بذاته. Cash account, salaries account, salaries expense account, accounts payable accounts, whatever, land account, equipment account, whatever, furniture account, account receivables account, whatever. The simplest form, an account consists of: first, the title of the account. العنوان title اسم الحساب. Left or debit side الجانب الشمال أو اليمين الشمال. Right or credit side. Any account has 2 sides. الفورم DR CR. DR debit account. CR credit account. The name of account, say cash, for example. So, any account take the same form as like that, which is like T, حرف T. So, this side called debit account, debit side, and this side a credit side. And the name, cash. Or whatever, cash, account receivable, accounts payable, furniture, supplies, whatever. The arrangement of these parts resembles the letter T, or بنسميها T account. Left or debit side, right or credit side. Debit balance, credit balance. After any transactions, so maybe affect the right side or the left side. So this side called DR, which is debit account. So here debit balance. This side CR, which called credit account. So the balance will be a credit. Debits and credits. Debit indicates left and the credit indicates right. It's simple, it's clear. Recording dollar on the left side of an account is debited the account. يعني لما أسجل الاماونت المبلغ في الجانب الشمال بيكون debit. Recording the amount of the dollar on the right side is crediting the account. If the total of debit amounts is bigger than credits, so the account has a debit balance. In the next way, if the total of a credit amount is biggest than debits, so the account has a credit balance, like that. For example, this is cash account. CR. So, for example, this side 10,000 and this side 8,000. So the balance will be debit. 2,000's balance. Another way, so for example, supply. CR. A credit 2,000. Debit 1,500 or 1,500. So 500 a credit balance. So if the amount in DR more than the amount of CR, so the balance will be debit. If the DR, the amount in DR less than the amount of CR, so the balance will be CR, credit. Okay? Look here. This is cash account. The amount here in the DR or debit side, 15,000, 1,200, 1,500, 600. So the total 8,050. CR side 7,000, 1,700, 250, 1,300. So the balance here, if I calculate this side, DR, CR, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 10,300. التوتال المجموع التوتال. This side 15, 16, 17, 18, 400. So the total of this side will be 18,400 and the total of the credit side 10,300. So the debit side more than or bigger than the credit side. So the balance will be debit. The balance will be debit, which is the difference between the two amounts. 8,500 minus 10,400, so the balance will be 8,050, 1,050, 8,050, 8,050. Okay? Clear? Okay. Another time. Okay. No way. Any account has two sides. Debit side called DR, credit side CR. So, if the amount of DR more than the total amount of DR more than the total amount of CR, so the balance will be debit. الصورة ما لهاش دعوة. اوكي مش مشكلة. لكن if the credit side more than the debit side, the amount or total amount of the credit side more than the total amount of a credit side, so the balance will be a credit. Okay? Okay. Debiting an account. For example, the owner makes an initial investment of $15,000 to start the business. Okay? The owners start his own business by $15,000. So, in accounting equation, assets equal liability plus owner equity. So this amount will increase the cash. Here, cash will increase by $15,000, whereas the owner's equity will increase also capital by $15,000. So, if I want to put this account or this transaction in their accounts, now we have two accounts, cash accounts and capital accounts. So, cash account like that. Cash, DRCR. Capital account, also DRCR. As I said, any account has two sides, DR and CR. So, cash increased by 15,000. So, the cash will be DR. But اجري شويه تدش على الدكتور علي طبعا انا له من خلاص اوكي. Let's continue. So the owners invested 15,000 to start his own business. So in accounting equation, this affects the asset side. Cash will be increased by 15,000. At the same time, owner's equity, capital, will be increased by 15,000. We'll translate this to their accounts. So I have here two accounts, cash account and capital account. So in cash account, debit will be increased, debit side will be increased by 15,000. Whereas capital, which credit side will increase, the credit side will increase by the same amount, 15,000. For cash, in capital account, just record any amount or any transactions special for capital. Any transaction, any item, just has one account. Cash account, capital account, land account, furniture account, supply account, account payable account, account receivable account, and etc. So, the owners makes an initial investment of 15,000 to start the business. Cash is debited as the owner's capital is credited. Let's show another, to be more clear, another example. Monthly rent of 7,000 is paid cash. So, in accounting equation, if I paid 7,000 for rent, so cash will be decreased by 7,000. And owner equity, which is rent expense decreased 7,000. So also this transaction, two sides or two accounts. Cash account, which already exists, and rent expenses account. So now I have another or a new account, which is rent expense. Cash increased or decreased? Decreased. So a credit side. 7,000. All the assets accounts. If the assets accounts increased, so it will be debit. Decreased, it will be credit. Assets increased, DR. Increased, CR. I said any item has its own account. Any item has its special account. كل عنصر له حساب مستقل بذاته. فبالتالي بسجلش فيه لغير العمليات الخاصة به. Cash account increased debit, decreased credit. Okay? لا احنا just هنا to be clear للتوضيح، اما بعد هيك لا بصير مباشرة دايركت. هنا بس عشان اوضح لكم وين كيف بدت العملية وكيف ننقلها. اما هي just للتوضيح. اما بعد هيك بصير تلقائي لحالك انت بتعرفي بتوزع على الحسابات. Got the questions. طبعا الاسيتس difference accounting equations assets equal if here assets increased DR decreased CR. هنا الأوبوزيت العكس decreased DR increased CR. increased زيادة CR الأوبوزيت العكس عشان الميزانية تصير equal. Assets equal liabilities plus owners equity. مش مشكلة بكلمك. اوكي طيب another example, cash is debited for 15,000 and credit for 17,000. So the debit balance, if I want to balance this account, DR 15, CR 17. So the balance will be 8,000. But debit. Why debit? Because the amount in DR more than the amount in CR. The balance, the difference between 15,000 and 7,000. So if I want to balance this account, capital account, the result will be a credit balance, 15 minus 0, 15,000. Balance. Okay? اوكي مش طويل انا اللي اطولها. هي البالانس. لا كو اكثر من هيك. عيد كمان مره هنا. عدوا بيجي اسئله عندها محل مثال، يعني هذا كله مقدمات، عندها محل مثال. ايضا بنعيد اللي بنحكيه. double entry system. double entry which is يعني بالعربي القيد المزدوج، نظام القيد المزدوج. double entry system equal debit and credits made accounts for each transaction. Total debits always equal the total credits. The double entry system has two sides, a credit side and debit sides. For example, look here at the first transactions. I will record the first transactions according to double entry system. The owner invested 15,000 cash to start his own business. So, two sides, DR and CR. So, we'll write like that. Cash, 15,000 to capital 15,000. Look, debit side, credit side. Then we'll start any double entry. We'll start by debit account. The next, a credit account. Debit DR side, CR side. After the name, put the amount. Also, equation assets equal liabilities plus owner's equity. Accounting equation always stays in balance. We know that. Debit side, credit sides. Increase assets, decrease liabilities. Increase assets, decrease liabilities. As I said on the other side, whereas the credits decrease assets, increase liabilities. Normal balance. Normal balance. الوضع الطبيعي. Every account has a designated normal balance. It's either a debit or a credit. أي حساب لابد إنه يكون له بالانس، يا إما DR يا إما CR، يا إما debit يا إما credit. Accounts rarely have an abnormal balance. Rarely نادرا أنه يكون abnormal balance، بالانس غير طبيعي abnormal، هذا نادرا. Look here, assets increase debit, decrease credit, whereas liabilities decrease debit, increase credit. بالتالي increase normal assets in normal balance is debit, whereas in liabilities in normal balance a credit. Always, whereas increase is the normal balance. Assets, the normal balance will be debits, where liabilities and normal balance will be a credit. As I said here, assets, liabilities, owner equity. Assets, DR, increase DR, decrease, whereas the liabilities increase CR, decrease. Okay? Okay? Clear? The same. Assets increased DR, decreased CR. Liabilities increased DR, decreased CR. Okay? Liabilities increased CR, decreased CR. Debit and credit affects owner's equity. Debit, decreased owner capital, decreased debit, increased credit. The same as liabilities. Increased CR, decreased, the same. Like liabilities. Owner's equity, like liabilities. Increased CR, decreased DR. So the normal balance will be a credit, CR, the normal balance. So the normal balance here in the assets, DR, whereas the liabilities, CR, and owner equity, CR. The normal balance for assets, DR, whereas the normal balance for liabilities and owner equity, CR. Okay? Like the same, owner's equity increased. بالعكس, drawings. Normal balance, owner's drawings. Capital, whereas the drawings like what? Like assets. Drawings like assets. Increased DR, decreased CR. The drawing like assets. Drawings like assets. Increased DR, owner's equity. I am talking here about just capital. Not all the owner's equity, just capital. Increased, capital increased, CR, decreased, DR. Owner equity, I said before, 4 items affect owner's equity. 4 items. Owner's equity. Revenue. Expenses. Capital. Drawing. Capital. Increased CR. Capital لما بدي أنا أزيدها إيش حتكون؟ credit. Increase CR. Decrease okay. Expenses and revenue and the drawing. Also, I said before, 2 items will increase the owner equity and 2 items will decrease the owner equity. revenues and capital will increase the owner equity, whereas expenses and drawing will decrease the owner equity. So, capital will increase the owner equity. So, the increase will be CR and decrease will be DR. Capital like revenue. Also, increased CR, decreased, whereas at the opposite, the another items, drawing and expenses, increased DR, decreased CR. The same DR. Okay? So, I will repeat all the equations, the accounting equations. Assets equal liabilities plus owner's equity. Assets increased will be DR, decreased will be CR. So the normal balance will be DR. Assets increased DR, decreased CR. So the normal balance will be DR. Liabilities increased will be CR, decreased will be DR. So the normal balance CR. Owner's equity. We have 4 items. Equity, 4 items. Capital and revenue, the same, because it will be increase the owner's equity, whereas expenses and drawings will be decrease the owner's equity. So, revenue, okay. Liabilities, as I said, increase CR, decrease DR. And owner equity, revenue and capital, the same. Revenue and capital, the same. Increased CR, decreased DR. Whereas expenses and the drawing, the same. Increased DR, decreased CR. اوكي؟ طيب. ايضا عشان نسهل العمليه ممكن هذا يعني تشطبوه في يعني ممكن عشان انتبهوا لي بس عشان تبقى واضحه. عندي الان الديبت بنسميه بالعربي مدين، والكريدت بنسميه ايش؟ دائن. طيب عشان اسهل للتوضيح عندي مصروفات وايرادات. المصروفات مصروف مدين. مصروف يعني مدين، تبدا بحرف الميم حرف الميم. مصروف مدين، يبقى اي انواع المصروفات مدين. rent expense, salary expense, supply expense, interest expense, whatever, advertising expense, whatever expense, so debit. مدين مصروف يعني مدين. طيب إيراد دائم، أي إيراد يعني دائم في ألف. إيراد دائم. وضحت؟ مصروف مدين، إيراد دائم. إيش بفضل عندي؟ assets وliabilities. الأسيتس بطبيعتها مدينة والliabilities بطبيعتها إيش؟ دائم. وضحت؟ اوكي. لا انت شفت انجليزي، ايش بالاول عربي؟ احنا العربي بس عشان زيادة الفهم بس، يعني العربي عشان نتأكد من الفهم بس. Look here. Okay. assets, which is very important. Assets, increase DR, decrease CR. Liabilities, decrease DR, increase CR. Owner equity, 4 items. Owner's equity, capital and revenue, the same. Whereas drawing and expenses, the same. Review. سؤال. Which of the following is not true of the term debit and credit? Which is the following is not true. What means false? They can be abbreviated as DR and CR, OR. They can be interpreted to mean increase and decrease, CR. DR and CR. They can be used to decrease the balance of an account. They can be interpreted to mean left and right. A, B, C, D, one of them is false, not true. Which? They can be abbreviated as DR and CR. It's okay. CR and DR. They can be used to describe the balance of an account. The balance will be DR or CR. They can be interpreted to mean left or right. It's okay. But the false, they can be interpreted تفسر تشرح to mean increased and decreased. No, not increased and decreased, but it can be left or right or describe the balance. The balance may be increased or decreased, not that amount. Now we'll translate all this interpretation to understand, to make the journal entry, to record the journal entry using double entry system. يعني عملية التسجيل بنسجل في دفتر اليومية. الجورنال جورنال بوك بيسمى دفتر اليومية. The record process عمليات التسجيل بتبدأ start by analyze of each transactions. As I said, where is increase, an item increase, an item decrease. Enter transaction in a journal. Transfer journal information to ledger account. Number 2, enter transaction in a journal. A journal mean journal book أي دفتر اليومية. التسجيل في دفتر اليومية. Another book which called ledger account. حسابات الأستاذ. بنسميها بالعربي حسابات الأستاذ. اللي هو الحساب اللي like T account. It's ledger account. Called ledger account. هو أنا عبرت ليش العبارة هذا خطأ. ليش غلط يعني، بس أنا وضحت ليش غلط. إنه هنا هي بتقول decrease or increase. لا، هي لازم من لمرة واحدة. not two sides. بتأثر الشيء هنا وهنا. لازم تأثر يا إما increase هنا أو decrease هنا. يعني لازم على طبعا العكس البالانس بالعكس. طيب. أوكي. journal entry or journal book. The transactions are initially recorded in a chronological order before they are transferred to the ledger account. يعني لابد أن أسجلها بتسلسل زمني بترتيب. يعني العمليات تبدأ من عملية 1 عملية 2 أو بتاريخ 1/5 2/5. بينفعش أسجل 10 5 وارجع ل 3 5. لا، لازم يكون في ترتيب زمني. A journal has spaces for dates, accounts, title and explanations, references, 2 amount columns. طبعا عمودين هيجي الشكل is like that. Look here, the first transactions, as I said here, he invested 15,000 to start his own business. So the journal account will be, or the journal entry will be cash to capital. So this column for date, this column for reference, debit side, credit side. The book will be like that. Date. For example, هذا هو الشكل بتاع دفتر اليومية، لكن احنا بنختصر. column for date, column for transactions, column for reference, column for DR amount, column for CR amount. لكن احنا بنختصر هذه العملية بصورة أسهل، تأخذ هذا الشكل مباشرة. الديت for example 143، الانتري cash to capital 15,000 just like that. بدك تعملي أيضا 2 columns، column for debt amount و column for credit amount. It's okay, but the easier one like this: cash and to capital. طبعا بالعربي كان بقى زمان ولليوم بنحط ما يسمى لا بيحط من حساب إلى حساب. يعني أنا بدي أسجل هذه العملية بالعربي بقول، طبعا بالعكس هبدأ من اليمين مش هبدأ من الشمال، من حساب النقدية إلى حساب رأس المال. بالعربي من حساب النقدية إلى حساب رأس المال. وطبعا المبلغ هنا أنتم ملاحظين طبعا لا في عندنا من حساب ولا إلى حساب ولا الشحطة. في الإنجليش لا بنكتبش من حساب إلى ولا إلى حساب. ليش؟ بقول لي إنه صار واضح الطرف اللي بارز هو الدي آر، هو من حساب، والطرف الغائر اللي جوا هو إيش؟ السي آر. فبالتالي مش لازم أكتب لا من حساب ولا إلى حساب. بريك، خذوا بريك 5 دقائق. لا مش مشكلة، 10 دقائق. لا خلينا نجدد لا بدنا بريك. خذوا بريك، وقف شوية عشان ناخذ بريك. يعني بدنا نكمل عمليات زي هيك تسجيل بس. Let's continue. Okay. So look the technique of journalizing the general journal, like this table, column for date, column for the transactions, column for reference, and column for debit amount, and column for credit amount. Look here, the date of the transaction is entered into the date column, which is here, 1st of September, 2005. The debit account title is entered at the extreme left margin of the account titles and explanation column. Title of the account title and explanation column. يعني حط هنا في الاكستريم سايد ادي التايتل and explanation column. في الاكستريم سايد put the item which is cash, whereas the amounts of the debit are recorded in the debit column, and the amounts for the credits are recorded in the credits column. الديبت والcredit. debit column, credit column. هو هنا بيعمل لي ترانزاكشن، بيعمل لي شرح للترانزاكشنز، كيف أنا بسجل في دفتر اليومية العامة. هو مديني هنا more details اللي أنا قلته، بس بده يوضح لي هنا التاريخ، هنا القيد، ادي الديبت وادي الكريدت، الاماونت حط كولوم للديبت اماونت وكولوم للكريدت اماونت. just more يعني more details، فقط ليوضح لي، بيشرح لي، يعني هو فقط هنا للتوضيح كل نقطة من النقاط هو بيحكيها. يعني مثلا هنا invested cash in business which is explanation، توضيح ليش العملية اجت، عملية الاستثمار فقط. هي explanation للترانزاكشنز اللي حدثت. purchased equipment for cash، شراء معدات نقدا. explanation للترانزاكشنز for transactions. space is left between journal entries. أيضا بدي أوضح لي إنه في فراغ ما بين القيد والقيد الآخر، إحنا بنحط خط. عملية يعني فقط توضيح. حتى الريفرنس column، the column entitled reference is left blank at the time journal entry is made and is used later when the journal entries are transferred to the ledger account. فبنستخدمه لما بدنا نحول من دفتر اليومية إلى دفتر الأستاذ. وين موقعه في دفتر الأستاذ، وين رقمه، هذا هو الرقم بتاعه. قلنا هذا كله يعني احنا بنستغنى عنه في الحياة، يعني عشان يعني عملية التسهيل في الحل، فبنستخدم بهذا الشكل مباشرة من غير كولومز ولا من غير فقط extreme left side which is debit and at the right side which is a credit. Simple and compound journal entries. So, a journal entry, any entry has two sides, debit side and the credit side. Also, any side, أي جانب, it has amount, مبلغ. if credit or debit. And there is a date. تاريخ لأني transactions في تاريخ. Also, always the amount for debit side equals the amount in credit side. For example, cash to capital 15,000, 15,000. But if I record 15,000, 11,000, so the entry will be false, incorrect. The amount here and debit side, it will be equal the amount in a credit side. Clear? 15,000, 15,000. Debit or credit, the same amount. Not equal. Also, if the account of the entry has just two sides, two items, one item in one side, like cash, capital, called simple entry. Simple entry. إذا كان القيد فقط جانب واحد في الجانب اليمين وواحد في الجانب الشمال، يعني عندي في السايد هنا ايتم واحد فقط كاش، وهنا ايتم واحد كابيتال، بنسميه قيد سمبل اكاونت، يعني القيد البسيط بالعربي. قيد بسيط، ليش؟ لأنه بيحتوي على فقط one item like that. Cash to capital 20,000, 20,000. So this called simple entry. Whereas when three or more accounts are required in one journal entry, the entry is referred to as compound account entry. يعني القيد المركب بنسميه بالعربي. القيد المركب، أحد الجانبين بيحتوي على أكثر من item like that. Delivery equipment, cash to accounts payable. So, simple entry, but cash, equipment, 10,000, 20,000, to, for example, capital, 30,000. So it's called compound entry. Why? Because the debit side has two items, cash and equipment. So this is called compound entry. Also, if the credit side has more one item, also called compound entry. For example, if equipment okay, for example, equipment 20,000 to cash 15,000, accounts payable 5,000, also called compound entry. Why? Because the credit side has more than one item. So if the debit side or the credit side has more than one item, the entry called compound entry. Also, the amount in debit side, it should equal, must equal the amount of the credit side. 20,000, 15 plus 5,000 equal 20,000. But if accounts payable here $4,000, the entry will be incorrect. The entry will be incorrect because the right entry or the right entry, always the debit side, the amount of debit side must equal the amount of the credit side. Hello. Compound entry. Here, this entry called simple entry. Why? Because just any side just has one item. The credit side has one item. The debit side, the credit side also has the one item. So called simple entry, whereas this entry called compound entry. أنا اللي بنهي المحاضرة مش أنتم. أوكي؟ This is the wrong format. Why? This is the wrong format. Cash, delivery equipment, accounts payable. Notice that the credit side, debit side 14,000, and the credit side also 14,000, but it incorrect format. Why? Because okay, a debit and the credit, in order. It will present it here in order, like that. Cash, 8,000. Delivery equipment, cash. Okay, cash, 8,000. Equipment, 14,000. Accounts payable, 6,000. Wrong. Why? Because debit amount in one side and the credit amount in another side. So the entry will be equipment, delivery equipment, 14,000. 2. Cash, 8,000. Accounts payable, 6,000. This entry will be correct. But this format incorrect because it will be clear debit side and the credit side. Debit side would be extreme left, whereas a credit side extreme in right. Debit side extreme in left, a credit side extreme in right. اوكي. ليدجر بوك، دفتر ما يسمى بدفتر الأستاذ. All these transactions in journal book, it will be transferred to the ledger book or to the ledger accounts. A group of accounts maintained by a company is called the ledger. General ledger contains all the assets, liabilities, and owner equity accounts. يعني بيشمل كل الحسابات اللي موجودة في الأصول والالتزامات وحقوق الملكية. Also, general journal, the first transactions, cash to capital. So, cash will be transferred to the cash account, whereas the capital will be transferred to capital accounts, like that. This is the entry, the journal entry. Cash to capital. 15,000. 15,000. So, according to this entry, we have just two accounts, two ledger accounts. Ledger account for cash and another ledger account for capital. So, cash in the debit side. Cash in the debit side. So it will be in the debit side in cash. I will write the amount of cash, which is 15,000. Whereas capital credit side. So on the capital ledger account, in the credit side, I will write the 15,000. Cash, capital. So, any الغرب واضح انه الديبت سايد لازم يكون تحت بعض والكريدت تحت بعض. بنفعش طبعا لازم الترتيب. قلنا في الترتيب الديبت سايد بده يكون بارز والكريدت سايد بده يكون غائر لجوا. بس هي فقط الترتيب، الشكل، الفورمات، الشكل. لازم الديبت سايد يبقى تحت بعضه والكريدت سايد يبقى تحت بعضه. لا بنفعش بالشكل هذا، فلازم يكون تحت بعض. بس جاست الفورمات للترتيب.
يعني لما تحكيون عن الترتيب
تحكي شيء عن حرف الترتيب، تحكي عن الاولاني. فبالتالي انا عندي الجورنال انتري كاش تو كابيتال، كاش ديبت. So in the debit side of cash account we'll write the amount. In the credit side of cash account, debit side, debit to debit. Whereas capital in the credit side. So in the credit side of capital account, I will write the amount, which is 15,000. Okay? So debit size to debit size, a credit size to a credit size. Like here, cash account in debit, whereas capital account in a credit. And طبعا هذا كله عملية فقط كيف الترحيل بالتاريخ عملية فقط يعني more details للexplanations. chart of account هذه فقط chart of account هذه فقط للمعرفة العامة بس، إنما بنسموها أرقام الحسابات للchart بتاعتهم. list of accounts and the accounts number which identify their location in the ledger. يحدد لي موقعه ومكانته في دفتر الأستاذ فقط لا غير. فبالتالي لا في الأسيتس الكاش 101 account receivable 112 advertising supply 126 like that. بتبين لي مكانها في دفتر الأستاذ. طبعا هنا حترك الموضوع هذا للمحاضرة الجاية. ايش الموضوع هذا؟ هو إعادة هذا كله إعادة للكلام اللي احنا سويناه في شابتر 1 وشابتر 2. يعني بنشوف الترانزاكشن بسجلها في الايكويشنز في اكاونتنج ايكويشنز، بعدين بسجلها في دفتر اليومية في الجورنال، وبعدين بعملها بوستنج او ترانسفيرنج تو ليدجر اكاونت.